Who amongst you are parents? Can you remember the expectation and then the excitement when finally the first word came out from the mouth of your child? The first word, and then the first sentence, and then eventually the first question. Yeah. And then when you look at it, after the child starts to speak, what do we as parents and then society, the teachers, the environment, start putting tabs, limits and borders and girdling and covering up all this speaking. You speak too fast. Don't speak that loud. Don't say this. A woman does not speak like that. A man should not say that. And this and that. And then I don't speak about political systems that will restrict what we speak and the way we speak. So yes, of course, we need rules. We live in societies. We need to have an environment where we can express respecting and honoring the others. There's our freedom finishes with the ones of the others start. Yes. And still, in that space where limits are necessary, don't you feel that what you want to say, the way you want to say it, and the expression of who you are is totally locked up? That's why I'm so passionate about speaking. Because don't you feel right now, when you think about that, all what little by little has shaped what you dare saying or not? Or the pain that it has been for you maybe to dare saying what you had to say. When you think about that, how does your self-confidence stand? Quite low. Often people tell me, I will speak when I feel confident. And I say, if you wait to be confident to speak, you will never speak. Because confidence comes through speaking. The more you speak, the more you feel confident. And that's what I want to take you to re-encounter and reconnect with. This confidence. And this confidence will explore it, will unlock it, will expand it through speaking. And that's what my invitation for the next 4 weeks. So welcome to the second part of this 3 months journey. We are working together on speaking and living your legacy. This second month is about speaking. Speaking our legacy, speaking who we are, speaking what we do. If you think about what is the first question you ask when you meet new people in a networking event or even introduced by some friends, what is the first question? Oh, what do you do? Okay? Even if you ask who are you, normally is you are in a company and you work for a company and people say, and you are? Expecting your function, your title. Yeah. It's sometimes it feels like we're more human doing than human beings. Yeah, maybe that's that there's one part of it. It's quite sad when you think about it, because when you don't have a defined professional activity, when you're looking for a job, when your business project is not functioning or maybe is not really well defined. I mean, we all pass through one of these phases, or when we transition in career, it's painful when you ask, what do you do? It's, I don't know what I do. And yes, you're doing. That's what I want us to reconnect with. Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, we're living our legacy, even when we're between 2 projects, because the journey is part of the legacy. We're not just doing things, harvesting things, and achieving every day. We need to plant. We need to walk the path. We need to fail. We need to explore. We need to listen. We need to stop. All this is part of living our legacy. So even when there's no function or title to share, when we ask, who are you? We do. I want us to reconnect with this power and this empowerment, because this is the fundamental condition for our legacy to shine out there. It should shine, and for us to be in it, and for us to have these lives filled with purpose, because purpose is here, legacy is here, even when it seems that we're in the low phase of the cycle of life. I had this, actually one of you made a comment a few days back on an old video. It was a video where I was quoting a dear friend from South Africa. And this friend was telling me, say, you know, Amelie, if there's no low phases of life, I mean low and high, but if there's no low phases where we say, oh my God, it means you're dead. Okay? So what I want is that whether we're in a low or high or peak kind of phase of our lives, we are in our legacy. Okay? Yeah, of course the energy is going to be different, but we're going to keep it that up. Okay? We're going to maintain a level of self-confidence. We're going to maintain a level of empowerment, because we deserve it and the world needs it. Okay? So, for you who know me, you will guess what is one of my favorite speaking instruments for this, for speaking your legacy, for speaking who you are, for speaking what you do, is, yes, the elevator pitch. The 60 seconds to present yourself as if you were in an elevator. Up, you mark one floor, another person is going to the next floor and asking you, what do you do? So what do you answer to this question? What do you do? For those who can pause the video, I would like you to pause it after I give the instruction. For the others, just kindly do the exercise after. You know, the first step of everything is awareness. We want to transform, we want to reach to the next level. First is awareness. Sometimes it's the most difficult step to climb onto. No? So let's be aware of what is happening with us when we are asked, what do you do? And what does that tell us about where we are and what we want to transform? So imagine you're in this elevator and you have few seconds, actually less than 60 probably, but we'll work with 60 seconds. You are in this elevator, ask, what do you do? What do you answer? Take your notebook or your tablet or your laptop, your Mac. So take it and type or write. What do you answer today? Okay, be honest. Don't work it out. Work what you answer. And then observe, look at it. My first question to you. What tense do you use? The question is present tense. What do you do? Have you answered, oh, I'm going to set up to launch a new business in 6 months' time? Future tense. Have you used the past tense? I used to do that, me. Years back when I shifted from my humanitarian job to entrepreneurship. I went to my first networking events and people would ask me, what do you do? Oh, I used to. Yeah. Present tense, future tense, or past tense. The number of people who do not use the present tense is immense. What's happening? Because we're transitioning career, we are setting up a new business, we're not yet comfortable with this new project we're dealing with, and we just go to in the comfort zone. Which is the future or the past? What's happening? There are two things happening here. First, you know where you are. So another observation, if tomorrow you have a networking event or tonight, just look at your body language. When you answer that, you will see you like that. Because you're not into your power. When you're speaking about what you're going to do, which is not done, it's not you yet. Or when you speak, when you used to do, it's not you anymore. Of course, it's part of you. You've not changed and everything, but that's not where you are right now. So you just like outside the stair where you should be standing right now. It's not a place of empowerment. It's not a place of power. It's not a place where it feels good. Okay? So that's the first awareness. Okay? It can be a relief also. Because when you see that right now, you may say, that's why I feel so uncomfortable when they ask me. That's why I flee from networking events. I used to flee from networking events. So I know some of you are doing it. I have done it. I mean, we all different. We all pass through the same, okay? Whatever nationalities, personalities, dreams. We humans. So we have experienced the same. Okay. So I want you to experience this relief. Yes, why you feel so bad when you speak about what you do is because you're talking about the future and it's about because you talk about the past. You're not talking about the present. So what is blocking you from talking about the present? So do your little inner reflection. Release this limiting belief. Be proud of who you are and where you are, even if now is little low, is little. What's the beauty of it? Reconnect with it, okay? And then work on that. What do you do? My challenge, my homework for this week. Practice. What do you do? Answer with the present tense. And then you're going to tell me, hey, but me, I answer with the present tense. I give my function, my title. I'm director of marketing. I'm lawyer. Are you saying what you do? No. You're giving a function. You're giving a title. You're giving a name that actually people associate maybe with something totally different than what you do. You're not also into your power. You're hiding behind a function and a title. So there's this sensation that, because the title can be very sexy. Okay, great, very attractive and powerful. But is it your true power? Are you telling me, what do you do? No. You're giving me your function, your title. So I'm going to myself make my own analysis of what you do. Look at your job. You look at your profession, look at your business. What are the prejudices, the limiting belief or the wrong belief that people have about your business? A nice story. A few years back, a friend of mine, it was a farewell party, and a friend of mine introduced me. She said, Amelie, I really want to introduce you my coach. What happens? In my head, it's executive coach. I have my belief about my friend, and because I'm into coaching, I'm surrounded by executive coaches, life coaches, and everything. I didn't think about a sport coach or a baseball coach or whatever. I think executive or life coach. So the person starts talking to me, and the way he was and what he was saying, because he was not saying what he does. So I could not understand. So we missed like 5 minutes, and then suddenly I don't know how to ask him. I asked, what do you do? But in a more polite way, because he was supposed to be talking about what he was doing, could not understand. He was speaking about the project he was setting up. I said, how does it relate to executive coaching? He was a sports coach. Yeah. So, we've lost a conversation. I mean, the environment enabled us to reconnect and redo and everything. And because also pitching is my passion, so I'm always very curious of the situation, and I get very excited when there's this kind of misunderstanding, and I dive into reconnecting and everything. But when we meet people and they just want to connect, you know how nowadays nobody has time, nobody has curiosity, and we judge people immediately. Okay, so we want this connection to happen. If you speak past tense or future tense, you're not answering the question of your interlocutor. So I'm asking you the question, and this is even unconscious. If I ask, what do you do? I'm curious about what you're doing now. I mean, do now, today, yesterday, tomorrow, but just in the immediate thing, the present. What's the present? No. And you tell me, I'm going to, or you tell me, I used to, you're not answering my question. So my brain is not with you. My attention is not with you. Okay? Then if you tell me, I ask you, what do? You give me your function, your title. I'm going to associate what is the function of your title with what I think you do, and then with my prejudice about what you do. And you may find that people will think, oh, lawyers are this, that, coaches are this, and it's not ending. What's happening? Disconnection. Losing an opportunity of connection. Okay? Disconnection. And then the conversation, you lose the sort of leadership on the discussion. Because the person is going to go with their own things, not listening. Especially nowadays, look, our listening capacities is little challenging. So even when we're giving a speech, or when we're pitching, or we're just connecting with someone, sharing what we do, it's important we bring this curiosity, this willingness, and this technique to connect. Okay? So, what do you do? Step into the present tense. You will see how even your body is going to show you that you're really into who you are right now. You'll see the body language and the interest of your interlocutor shifting, because you're going to create connection when you dare answering where you are. And if you think where you are is not that sexy, you're going to be very surprised when you dare being proud of where you are. I use proud in the noble sense of the word. When you dare being, you'll see the amazing quality of connection. You'll see that you will attract this person that actually you need, maybe to get out of where you are and where you don't like to be. Of course, you'll present it in an empowering way, but dare being in the way you pitch people, in the way you present yourself. Okay? So present tense. Not a function. You're not a function. You don't do a function. What is that you do behind this function? How are you influencing the life of your staff? What is the service or the product you're giving to me as a client, as a potential client? What is it doing in my life? And actually here you can even introduce, why are you doing that? What are you passionate about? What do you do? I help people talk. I change this. I feed people. I give them joy in their... What do you do? I mean, they reconnect with that. Present tense. Connect with your power. Step into your empowering place. And tell me, what do you do? And when you tell me what you do, you're actually also telling me who you are and who you want to be. You're speaking your legacy. I look forward to sharing with you next week the second step of speaking your legacy. So please, homework for this week, look at what you answer in terms of your elevator pitch, in terms of this answer to this question. What do you do? What is your answer? What is the tense you use? And how do you share what you really do, not what is the function or the title? Go beyond that, okay? We're talking here about legacy.